All set?
Yeah.
Good evening, Bellingham residents. Tonight is Monday, the 19th of July at 7 o'clock. And as customary, we will stand and honor our country by pledging allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So tonight we've got a fairly short agenda. First, I just want to say that I'm sitting in for our chairwoman, Cindy. She's out enjoying a much-deserved vacation. So hopefully she'll be back in one piece and she'll be back for our next meeting, which I'm sure she will be. So tonight, our first item on the agenda is Paula Stewart. She's here to give us an update. She was here 2 months ago for the CDBG grant application follow-up. So, hi, Paula, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Just to do a little catch up, we met on April 26th when we had the public hearing to discuss the CDBG grant application for, at the time, we didn't know if it would be a 2021 application or a combined 21-22 application. DHCD had held a public hearing and was still taking public comments at that time. Since that time, the decision was made to do a separate 2021 application, which means that the maximum grant that Bellingham can apply for will be $800,000. The grant application will be due on September 10th. So we are already getting prepared to start writing that and collecting information. The two activities that were discussed at the public hearing in terms of potential activities to do for the 2021 grant, if we obtain funding, were to continue the housing rehabilitation program, which has been running for more than a decade, I think close to 20 years off and on, as well as we were very successful last year doing the sidewalk improvements and installing handicap ramps along North Main Street. And the proposed activity for this upcoming grant would be to do a similar project on Harpin Street so that we would make that accessible for people to pass and safely get about. So those were the two activities. We held public comments open after the meeting until May 5th. And I will defer to Dennis. I'm not aware that we received any additional public comments. Did we?
We did not.
Okay. So there were no other activities proposed. So what we are here today to do is I'm here to answer any questions that you might have, but we need to finalize what the activities will be for this grant application. So we'll be looking for votes first to apply for a 2021 application in an amount up to $800,000. Obviously, we're still collecting budget information on the activities, and to appoint Dennis as your environmental certifying officer, as we've done in the past, so that he can certify all of that stuff, and then to authorize the chairman, chairwoman, and the town administrator to sign all the necessary documents that are involved in actually submitting the grant application. So that's kind of what we're looking for, unless people have questions, and I am open to answering any that you may have.
Any questions, Paula from the board? Okay. So we have here the three votes. Paula just reviewed the votes. So Dennis, what's the best way just to proceed? Do we want to vote on each of the?
I would. I think that's what. Yeah, I think that's what.
Okay.
Yeah, the one thing and it's my fault that when I gave it to I don't believe it says specifically up to $800,000 to apply for the grant up to and that would be my fault when I transmitted the language to Hillary. So
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So, go ahead, Chairman. I'll make a motion to approve the submission of fiscal year
21
MCDBG CDF application that requests funding for two activities: continuation of the Bellingham Housing Rehabilitation Program and architectural barrier removal program project to make needed sidewalk repairs and install ADA compliant sidewalk ramps at designated intersections on Hartford Street, up to the amount of $800,000.
Second,
Second?
any further discussion? No, all in favor, signify by saying yay. Yay.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to designate Dennis Rain as environmental certifying officer.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to authorize the chairman of the board and the town administrator to sign all necessary documents related to the submission of the grant application.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Connor, first by Mr. You guys are so quick tonight. You're taking it right out. That's okay. Any further discussion? No, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
4-0. All right, great. Paula, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Hope the rest of your agenda moves as quickly as this. Good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, on the next other business, we have a bid award for the Bertine Street retaining wall construction. Does anybody want to make a motion?
So, Mr. Chairman, I move that contract 2021-BSRW for Teen Street retaining wall construction be awarded to the low bidder Sumco Contracting LLC from Peabody, Mass. The pre-bid estimate was $140,000.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to point out that the bid that we actually got was $137,820.
$820, sorry. Yep.
Came in lower than the pre-bid.
Right. All right, all in favor? Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? No? 4-0.
Yep.
All right, great. Moving on, I love this. June abatements.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to present the June 2021 abatements as follows. Capital improvement charge in the amount of $495.50. Sewer in the amount of $79.55. Stormwater in the amount of $132. Trash in the amount of $672.33. Water in the amount of $1,484.39. For a grand total of $2,863.77.
Second.
Second. Any discussion, questions? No? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Now we have grants, gifts, acceptance. We
Minutes.
have- Pardon me?
The minutes.
You want to do the minutes first? I was just, okay, actually, yeah.
I just wanted to-
Yeah, let's go through the minutes. Thank you. Perfect. The motion for the April 26th, June 7th, and June 21st. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. All right. Grants. That's a joke. Smile.
Sorry, I
didn't
totally
hear it.
missed what
You
you
missed
said.
it. I said grants, not as in Kelly. All right, let's review the grants. And what I see here is that there's no reason to read them all up. They're going to be part of the minutes. So I just need a motion to accept the grants.
Chair, I move the board is select board accept gifts and grants listed here within the said expenditures to be under the direction of the parties noted.
Second.
All, any discussion?
I would just go on record as saying I think it's very generous of Mr. Meehan to donate the money, given his current status after the last meeting. I think it's very favorable that he still wants to work with the town.
And clearly somebody asked why he was doing that. There's certainly no quid pro quo there, or something that he had offered to do to help come up with a plan for the widening of that Hartford Avenue.
That's great. Excellent. Okay. Second, did I hear a second?
Yeah, Michael. Yep.
You made first? Is there a second?
Second, I made it.
Oh, you made it first?
Yep, Dan made it.
Mr. Spencer made a second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. All right, this last time before going to old and new business, I don't know if you've all seen this. If you have, we received a letter from Brian Norton, who's been a 12-year member of our Conservation Commission, and due to some personal reasons, he and his wife had to relocate to Franklin temporarily. He has plans on coming back into Bellingham. He knows, he sent us the letter, he knows that the bylaw requires that he live in residence in Bellingham. I'll just say, after reading through this and having a discussion with Dennis earlier today, his appointment is up in March. We don't know what the situation is with his family. He's been serving the town really well for 12 years. I would at least, I know he has a bylaw, I would at least say I'd like to continue, my opinion, that at least continue to the next appointment in March, and we revisit his residential status in March.
Just for clarification,
Yeah.
he was reappointed.
Reappointed
Past March,
past
so what I
March.
had suggested was.
I'm sorry, I missed
Since
this.
the Conservation Commission was in the midst of several public hearings,
Yeah.
we're already down 2 individuals
Right.
on one of those hearings. This would drop them to 4, which is what they need for a forum. So the request is to at least at a minimum from the Conservation Commission, allow them to get through this period, at least get to March.
I don't think as a board, they can afford to be down 3 members. We have a lot of important activities going on, unless there's something else the board would like to discuss.
I will vote no unless there's a stipulation that it is automatically up for review in 6 months. I completely agree that maybe there's some circumstances there, but I've never in 12 plus years voted so. But I think that knowing the status of Concom would support the need over the, say, 6 months from now, we have to revisit.
Then don't we have a member already on the board that lives outside of the town that we approve?
Correct, and that appointment's up in,
That's
the one.
up in March.
That's the one. So thanks for the clarification. So that's the one that's up in March.
So that's
He was reappointed, but that gives us
Just the 6 months would get us to January. Should we just make it for the March timeframe? Do you want to do it?
that's the way I see it, March. We'll see what happens. But he may.
The reason I will vote no, if you can do that, because we are announcing the needs in January, so that's why I put 6.
And we will make, we should be advertising now. for
Yeah,
one vacancy.
Ann and I are working on getting.
Right,
something up.
getting it out, so maybe we'll have multiple people inquire.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the request of Brian Norton to continue to serve on the Conservation Committee, even though he's moving out of town, with a review due within at 6 months, to determine what kind of residency requirements or what kind of residency he has.
Okay, wait a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for vote, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4.
Okay.
Okay. No, I think that's fine. I'm just seeing your logic.
I
It
just,
makes- it
I
makes
want
sense.
to give notice
Yeah.
that there's openings for March, and that's the time frame that we did the March.
Right.
So I just want to thank Mr. Norton for being upfront, telling us about this, and, we'll just revisit this in January. So, Hillary, will you send those over to Ann?
Will I send
Well,
what?
will you let her know?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. All right. Old business. Any new business?
I have something.
Okay.
Can I have someone make a motion to open the fall town meeting warrant? The close date of August 20th.
So moved.
Second?
Second by Mrs. Grant. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. All right, Dennis, town administrator's report.
A few items, E.L. Harvey contract, it's been 3 years already, they're up in September. I would recommend, that they did give us a proposal, it calls for a 3% price increase on the collection part of the contract, which is just shy of $1 million, so it's about $30,000 a year. So it would be a 3-year agreement. However, we were able to get some from much more favorable tipping rates. Our contract that's in place right now would be $86 a ton. That's on top of $1 million. We were able to lock in at $72 a ton for the coming year, and $3 increases after that. So in spite of the 3% increase, we'll still be looking at no need for any type of increase on the residential rate at all.
What
What's the tipping rate? I'm sorry. The tipping rate is the cost of the actual disposal.
That's what, okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't.
The
sure what
contract we
that-
have in place right now, EL Harvey collects, and then they have a rate included, and the rate is $86. We went out on our own and we were able to get a tipping rate of $72. And it's just by good fortune, we were able to get in with the consortium, because if you look, I did a fair amount of research to see what communities are paying for tipping right now. It's up around $90. Yeah, but so we were able to get in at $72. It's a 5-year agreement, and in year 5 it goes up. It eventually escalates to $86. Right now, that's what I'm paying. So it's a good deal, and there'll be no reason for any increase in the coming year, or I would say the next year or two.
I think that's a great job, because what you hear out there, that the price of recycling has gone up dramatically. And if you're, is there any change to recycling? Or is that a different contract?
Yeah, well, what there is a base rate that formula that they use, and all haulers use it, and the industry standard uses it. They come in with a base rate, $73 per ton. Then it fluctuates based on the market, and the market prices are publicly traded, so they're disclosed publicly. And Porter was just telling me our last bill, we had peaked at just about $80 a ton to get rid of recycling. We're paying almost that much to get rid of trash, so it's crazy. But the last bill was $23 a ton for recycling, which is an incredible drop.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's just
It has gone way up. I remember reading about it and seeing the news.
Yeah. So I'd like to go forward with that contract. As I say, it's September 1st. I would obviously bring it to the board for your approval, but we want to make sure that we know the direction that we're going. So it's,
Look for a vote this evening.
I'd like to have a vote to renew the agreement at EL Harvey, 3% increase, and of course the contract will be coming back to the board, as well as town council. Actually, town council has already reviewed it and put together.
So
Motion from you.
Second.
Any further discussion? Did you get that, Hillary?
No.
Take your pick.
Dealer's choice.
Great.
We both did it, so.
Either one of them. Rock, scissors, paper. You can have it. Okay,
All right.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, 4-0, motion carried.
Household hazardous waste collection day is this Saturday at the middle school, 9 to 1. No need to get there 9 o'clock. We have people lining up at 8:15, and by 12 o'clock.
Couldn't even get there. the last
Except
time. The line
last year
so
was
long.
Yeah,
insanity.
It
but-
was
it has been extremely busy, especially last year. I went and I had 2 people working for us. We have a couple of parks individuals that help with the traffic. We got there like, I don't know, 8:30 just to help with the setup. By the time it started, it was all hands on deck for like 3 hours. It was unbelievable. It was scorching hot. I didn't have a hat on. So.
Oh, my gosh.
I drove by a couple of times and I said, I'm not waiting in
Yeah.
line. I'll wait till next year.
But if you get there around 12:15, usually it slows way down. We've
Okay.
also got a shred day coming up. What's that? We know when that, so we'll make sure it's published out there.
I like that.
Yeah, we had the shred day 2 years ago, and it was very heavily great participation. And that's one of the things that we have in our contract with Harvey. They're no cost to the town. Our Bellingham days. Would you like to update? on that?
Oh, it's very exciting. So Dennis's very lovely idea for this carnival and fireworks. We've now made it this bigger event, still encased in the 3 days. So carnival starts Thursday night, and it will be Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday day and evening. Dennis, Cindy, and I did the walkthrough with Rockwell Amusements on Friday morning. They're going to give us a discount on those bracelets that you can buy, that you can ride all day for a 3-hour period, or ride unlimited for a 3-hour period, rather than take a bigger cut as town. We've asked Rockwell Amusements to defer some of the cost of the bracelet, so we can actually, so they'll only charge $20 for a bracelet instead of $30. Just so we can get more families to have a more cost-effective fun. Friday morning, we will be having a golf tournament. We're calling it the Bellingham Proud Golf Tournament, and we'll be at Bungay, which will be nice to have sort of one last tournament there before they close. Adam Thorell will be organizing a cornhole tournament, complete with barbecue and hopefully refreshment tent. Up at the library, and that will be Saturday starting around noon. Adam's also thinking maybe to do a free smaller kids cornhole tournament earlier before the adult one starts, just so the kids can get out there and play too. The carnival will run Saturday afternoon, fireworks Saturday evening, and I think that's it. So it's a but Rockwell's been really nice. I enjoyed meeting Harold on Friday. Like if we end up having rain that Saturday for Bellingham Basement, fireworks get pushed to Sunday, the carnival will stay through Sunday. So it's nice to have that flexibility. Everything will be over at the middle school.
When you say carnival,
It is a carnival.
Like you would see the carnival
Yes.
in the parking lot or
Right.
in Milford,
Yes.
big carnival?
Yes.
Should be fun. Usually carnival, I was thinking it was like Bellingham Day. That wasn't a big,
No, this is
This is real, right?
this is carnival, real rides. They'll have their own, the carnival food stuff, with the shaved ice and fried with the cotton candy and all that. The boosters will be able to do their selling of stuff like they do out of the concession stand for the fireworks. We have Chris Remillard hooking us up with some live music, like we
Great.
typically had done for the
What's the dates again?
The 19th, 20th, and 21st of August.
Yeah.
You want to be in.
How about a dunk tank for official? Bellingham official. You want to know? Everyone says
No, I mean,
no.
get one easy later.
Yeah.
You want to be.
Pin the tail on the dog.
I'd be more afraid of catching COVID than I'm gonna catch something in there than catch a COVID.
That's true. Okay, fair enough.
The carnival goes till 10 or 11, so if you're gonna be in the Ferris wheel with your wife with the fireworks are going
It's
on.
not gonna happen.
You should have made
Ferris wheels.
No,
I think you're watching on, you know you don't like Ferris wheels, so
Right.
that's not gonna.
No, but it will be really fun and, sort of a nice thing to almost close out the end of the summer.
That's great.
Where people are coming back, starting to get, ready for school. It will really be an awesome long weekend. It'll be a busy weekend, but
I'm a Penn State.
The weather looks good. It's supposed to be mid-70s and sunny.
Oh, yeah, okay.
wait,
You know
you
that
just
far in
suggested
advance?
the duck tank and you're not even gonna be
I just
here?
realized I'm not.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
No, I
See
just
how this
realized the
works.
dates.
He was gonna do it via Zoom.
Yeah. Dart throwing.
Oh,
Nice, whatever. Great, that sounds like a lot of fun. Try to get back there.
oh, the proceeds are going to be split between the Veterans Memorial Day Committee and the Senior Center. So any profits we make over the course of the weekend from the carnival and golf will go towards that. Cornhole, it'll be you pay in cash
Can you
prize.
tell us more about the golf?
It is 9 holes at Bungay, 7 a.m. refreshment registration, 8 a.m. shotgun start, barbecue chicken lunch
Or what was the
after.
fee?
$75 a player.
Okay.
Yeah, and that
everything?
includes your cart, your golf, your meal. There will be some raffles. We're also doing something new, which is the scratch ticket raffle. So for every $5 scratch ticket you bring to donate, you get 1 raffle ticket. At the end, you have a chance to win all of the scratch tickets that people.
Is there a registration for the course?
We are just we just finalized the flyer today.
Okay. Yeah, great, yeah. for both.
You're not gonna be here.
You're right, but I want to play, so maybe it's gonna be in by itself.
Yeah, so it'll be the 20th. It'll be awesome. We also have some good donations already for some raffle prizes. Josie, we talked to Josie at the Senior Center. She is going to help us out and give us some volunteers for check-in and stuff for the golf tournament. So she was very excited to help with that. And Karen is going to be playing with Hillary. So it's going to be a really fun day. I control my We'll get you excited.
We have a full page color ad moving in the bullet.
That's excellent. Did you have something?
I
to
have
say?
3 things.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So following on what you just said about the Concom, it struck me, my in-laws live up in Westminster, and they have a thing, town-wide yard sale, and people contribute like $20, and it goes to the Historical Society, and they advertise all of the addresses in town that are participating. And I thought it might be cool for whoever in town needed it, because it's one sheet that tells people where to go for all the yard sales at once. It also stops people from having yard sales every weekend, because everyone plans for this one day in the fall, which I
Great
thought was a
idea.
novel concept.
I've heard of that
Yeah.
before. That's a great idea.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it, big hit, people put all this stuff out, and it becomes a community event that people stop off at their neighbor's
Kind of
house.
like trick or treat.
It really is.
That's
It
great.
really
You
is.
should think
Trick or
of that.
treating for bargain
Somewhere in
hunting.
October, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Second thing is our cable
Terrible.
is terrible.
Yeah.
Mr. Spencer and Mr. Crane and I were watching cable on Concom the other night, and it was hard to watch it. So we need to make a concerted effort to upgrade our cable system, at least for the broadcast.
Yeah, I can tell you, we're looking at a comprehensive look at everything that we do in here, from the Zoom to the equipment, and that's part of, one of the things that we can use the funds that we're getting, the ARPA funds for. So
Yeah.
it is just horrible, and something that we'll be looking at. I mean, the quality, you can see the quality there, 'cause that's a live
terrible.
broadcast on that small TV, that's what it looks like. I mean, you can hear, you can make it out, but it's not,
Should have HD.
should have high def, yeah.
really
Yeah,
and-
should.
and
it seems like
have
we
the
should have
ability to-
cameras mounted here, so it's easier to focus everywhere.
Yeah.
And the third comment is it surprised me that Concom was still operating via Zoom when we can be here. And I say that because I noticed that some of the members were noticeably silent in the presentation, and I think that could be attributed to the fact that some people just don't want to be the sole face on Zoom. So I'd like to know why appointed bodies of this board aren't here like we are.
I think we should bring it up to the chairman and let them know.
Because I don't know if the Board of Health is doing the same thing. I haven't tuned in about 2 months for them.
Not sure.
But
But we
I
can-
know,
I know planning boards in-house,
Zoning board is.
charter
Yeah.
bylaws
and
here.
we
is
don't
in-house.
control
Yeah.
planning, but they were here, so. And I think some people just don't want to talk on Zoom, and it doesn't create for a collegial
We can
environment.
put
in my
something out
opinion.
that the board's asking, whenever possible, all boards. I mean,
Concom.
occasionally there may be-
Or at least the boards we appoint.
Right, well, that's what I'll send it.
Yeah. Yeah, we've met since, yeah. we've met since.
Any further new business?
I will be asking for an executive session if they report on certain contract negotiations.
All right. Should we poll? Are we ready to poll?
Yeah, we ready? Yeah, I can pull the board to go into
Okay.
executive session.
So it needs a
Correct?
motion and a second, they're going to executive session.
Make a motion to convene this meeting and for Hillary to poll the board to go into executive session with no further follow-up.
Second?
All in favor? Got a poll board?
Pull the board to go into executive session, Mrs. Pratt?
Yes.
Mrs. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mrs. Spencer?
And Beth is gonna, you know what I mean?
Okay, and I'm gonna
Turn everything on.
end this.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
See you next
everyone.
meeting.
Yeah, I thought that